This time, I'm going to break down how I draw something like this, a watercolor style but done digitally. The app I use is Clip Studio Paint, and since the focus is on coloring, I have already prepared the line art like this. First, let's go over the brush I'm using. I'll be using a default brush in Clip Studio Paint called Rough Wash. This brush is already set into multiply blending mode and has a built-in texture, even a watercolor edge. So, when you paint on the canvas, it will look like this. Because it's already using a multiply mode, if you paint over it again, you will get that overlapping effect like this. Okay, since the two are ready, let's jump into the process. First, create a new layer. To keep things organized, I like to put everything into separate folder for coloring. This green label folder is my coloring folder. The one above is line art and the one below is sketch. On this new layer, I'm going to add what I call base watercolor texture. Just apply some stroke across your drawing area, random but not messy, using the color tone you have chosen. For example, I'm going with the yellow-green tone. After that, we can start focusing on coloring the character. Create a new folder inside the coloring folder. This time, I will name it Skin. For the first step, apply a mask into the skin area. To do this, select the entire skin area, then click Apply Mask on the folder. You will see a black and white thumbnail appear next to the folder. Masking helps limit the drawing area. Based on the thumbnail, you will only be able to paint on the white area. Since the folder is now masked, you don't have to worry about painting outside the skin area. For the first step, apply soft strokes to build the base skin color using watercolor brush. Press your pen lightly so it stays transparent, allowing that initial watercolor texture to remain visible. After that, apply the shading layer. The first shading layer is softer and lighter. Add gentle stroke on a new layer above the base skin color. Then, create another new layer for deeper, darker shading. As you can see, on this second shading layer, I'm not changing the color because the brush is already set into multiply, so it naturally creates a darker overlapping effect when it goes into the previous stroke. For the final step in coloring the skin, I add some detailing around the eyes and the lip to create the blush and lipstick effect. This part is optional. Think of it like giving your character a bit of makeup. Next, we move on to coloring the eyes. I start with shading the eye area first, then move on to coloring the eyeball. When coloring the eyeball, build it in layer and start with lighter color, then gradually move on to the darkest one. As you can see, everything here is done in the same layer. After that, add the pupil and finish it off with some highlight. Next, we move on to coloring the clothing, but before that, I mask all the part I want to separate. For the clothing, I don't need to add a base color since I'm going for a lighter tone. For the shading, I use two tools, the lasso selection tool and rough wash brush. First, use the lasso selection tool to define the shape of the shading. Then, use the rough wash brush to apply the shading. Build it in layers. Start with soft strokes to get transparent effect. Then add more stroke on top to deepen the color. Here is another example. Use lasso selection tool to define the shape. Then apply soft brush strokes so the first layer looks smooth and transparent. After that, add a second, stronger stroke to make the color darker. Next, I will show you how to create a clothing pattern. Here, I'm using a template brush to make the pattern, but if you leave it like this, it looks kind of disconnected, right? So, after placing the pattern, I select the shape of the pattern area. Then, repaint over it using watercolor brush. I use the same coloring technique. Start with soft strokes, then add a stronger stroke on top to build the color. Next, we move on to the hair. The technique is basically the same as shading the clothing, but since the hair is darker, this time I start with base color first. The base color is soft and transparent, something that should be black appear more like gray. After that, I use the selection tool to define the shape, and then start shading using the same method as before. Before moving on to finishing stage, create a new layer above the coloring folder to add highlight. Use white to give the character some light, and then use selection tool to shape it. After that, adjust the line art color as well. Since my overall tone is green, I change it into darker green. I feel like the background looks a bit empty, so I add some foliage. Create new layer below the coloring folder, then add a foliage using template brush with solid color. Since the character color are transparent, the flowers show through, so I use a selection tool to erase the overlapping part. For the final finishing touch, to really bring out the watercolor feel, open the material tab and search for paper texture. Drag the texture into your canvas and it will appear as a new layer. You can adjust the scale of the texture, try not to make it too big so it doesn't overpower the artwork, and not too small so it actually remain noticeable. Then change the layer mode into overlay and that's it, it's done. So what do you think? Pretty easy, right? That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.